Okay, we're recording. I grouped you gals, there aren't any guys other than Dustin, together because I really took a look at where we're headed and what season our team is in. And we are in the season of speed right now and of growth and explosion. And there are things that I did last month that didn't keep me in my lane where I needed to be, and some of my efforts that weren't maybe focused where they were most efficient. Not that they were wrong or unsuccessful. And I think that as your leader, it's super important that I share those with you. I bring together my top leaders. That's who you are. You are not my favorite. I mean, most of you pretty much are by default, but it's not because I'm like, oh, I literally like her and oh, I love her. It is like, who am I running with? Because let's be honest, business has to come first. And that's kind of like where I wanted to start. These are just different things that I notice about myself as a leader. I will always come to you and I'll always tell you when I fail and fall down, because I will continue to fail and fall down. That is what makes us who we are. So one of the things I want to talk to you about, I just have a list of random things. Some of them kind of go together. Then I have a list that Dustin's going to talk about. What I want to do is I want us all to be so tight-knit and so close that we know the pulse of each other, even if we're not directly under each other or beside each other, because the only way we're going to promote together is by doing that. I think of it like when I was a teacher in a classroom, and it didn't matter like if I was like, well, little Johnny is 6 levels above where he's supposed to be. No, like we were a team. We were a class. My principal wanted to know an average, right? And so together we go and chase this goal. And in return, we all meet our goals. Our teams start to win. And as our team grew really, really big, I'm like, holy crap. Well, Dustin like checked me yesterday, and my husband just did. He's like, you know, it's day number 2. We're a full-time family. And I said, I know. And I had no structure in place of layered leadership. I got a bunch of leaders and I had no structure. And so this is what I want to utilize as far as me, letting go of some control, like yesterday with the team chat. I know that may sound silly, but that's me growing y'all into leaders. And then you being duplicatable is so critical. We know that. That's where I failed in business before, and I refuse to let it happen again. So y'all are my pack. Y'all are my tribe. And that doesn't mean, I talked to Steph today, that other people don't matter. But what that means is you're my go-tos. You're my people that are going to go, and you get it. You have got to put on your thick skin this month. You have got to put on your confident face. You have got to take our friendship or any friendships of your downline and put them on a shelf. I'm your friend, but first, right now on this Zoom, we're business partners, right? And I'm very guilty of falling in love with all of my friends. That's how I am. I love very, very big, but that doesn't get us where we need to be. And that holds some of you back. So this is a little tough love, and this is a little structure. I've had several girls, they're like, I just need a one-on-one. I just need a one-on-one. Y'all, that's not duplicatable. Business, that's not duplicatable. Dustin and I have 2 different relationships. We have a business relationship and we have a friendship. And there are days where he's like, I'm busy. Or he'll screenshot me his calendar, AKA, I don't have time, right? Not being rude, not being not my friend, but we've got to know what season we're in. And right now we are in an explosive season of growth. I will always be there for you when you go through anything in your life, but we have to know when to separate it. Just like the CEO of Target, if his dog just got ran over and he's going to walk through a store, he has to leave his emotions in his car, right? I'm just asking that whenever we come together for things like this, whenever we brainstorm, whenever we're doing anything business related, we're super focused, because there are almost 800 girls. And Dustin even told me the other day, he goes, what do you think you're going to do when you have 10,000 people on your team in a couple of years? And that's not me laughing at him going, oh, what if? That's me going, holy shit, you're right, because there will be that many people in our organization. So what I want you to think about is, and you can write these things down in bullets and what they mean to you. I want you to think about what your independent goal is for this month. I know we talked about that a little bit yesterday, but truly, what is your independent goal and what does that mean? If your independent goal is to go 12K, you need 4Ks under you. or you need to have a goal of talking to this many people. You need to have a plan. A goal without a plan is like a wish. Okay. And we're not wishers. We're doers. We're workers. Okay. So what is your goal for this month? And what does that mean for your team? What does that mean for your downline? I know Stephanie's going 80K. That means she's going to be popping some promotions, right? That means she's got to focus on certain people. It's not that the other people don't matter. It's that we've got to lock arms with leaders right now because our team is growing too fast to lock arms with people that don't even know how to edit a picture. Okay. And that's not me being insensitive. That's me being smart. Right. So you have got to help me help you. Check yourself before you send me a text. I want you to think, what if 10 of my girls sent this to me? Okay. Would I be like, are you kidding me? You're lazy? Or would you be like, oh my God, she doesn't know how to do that? And here's why I say that, because we want to be duplicatable. There are times Dustin did it to me today. He's like, whatever the flyer says. And I'm like, oh, he's right. I can just go look myself. He probably doesn't even know he did it to me. I don't know. But he's right, because the bottom line is we have got to be duplicatable in this kind of industry. So a perfect example is if you're on this and you message me, how do I respond to this person asking this question? Bull. Now, there was a situation today where Kim was very specific in what she sent to me. And it was like, what if this person took this step out? How would you articulate? That's a very, very specific question. Absolutely. If it's something where you're like, this lady's worried she'll lose her government assistance. I don't know, something very a unique situation. But if it's broad and it's general, if you don't know an answer, you better be able to pull one out of your butt, because you're on this because you're a leader. Okay. There are times I don't know the answer, and it's not that I make one up, but it's whatever fits that person's situation. And here's the thing. If they're a prospect and you're not answering them with confidence, they're either going to enter your organization and be unsure of themselves, or they're never going to join you. Would you join you? Would you join you? Would you join M. Hastings right now? And I don't mean that anyone's better than us, but what I mean is, what do you think of? When I think of her, I'm motivated, and I think of badass, powerhouse. I think of confidence. I think of like this person that maybe she didn't know everything she's doing, but by God, the world thinks she does, right? And so I want to ask you, who are you presenting yourself as to your prospects? How are you talking to them? Because if you're unsure and you're sending me going, well, what do I say to this person about X, Y, and Z? No, we've got to be about people. And that's the number one thing I want you to take away right now is you make people like you. There is something unique about each and every one of you. And that is why I joined Dustin, because I liked him and because I was like, holy crap, his teeth are really that white, right? People like me when they can connect to me. People like Leanne when they can make a connection. We're in the sales business. Sell yourself. But you've got to be confident enough to know that it's not even about Thrive. This isn't even about the products. This is about you talking to people and making them like you and talking to them with confidence and with posture and knowing where we're headed and believing it when you say it. Because if not, you sound shaky and you sound unsure of yourself. And I wouldn't have you on this Zoom right now, and I'm being very frank, wasting my time, your time, or Dustin's time if I didn't think you were a badass. So right now, if you haven't treated yourself as such, change that immediately, because you are one. We're investing in you because you are one. You need to check your team. When they ask you a question that you can tell them where to go find the answer, point them in the right direction. Don't do it for them. I see it so many times, and I am so guilty. And it really hit me today when I was watching the y'all's team chats, which I can't wait for the day y'all can go and do that and have that layered leadership and have, take that off of you. And I'm like, gosh, some of these girls, they want you to do everything for them. Well, guess what? That's not going to pay our bills. And here's what I'm going to tell you. Those people matter, but that's not the season that your business is in right now. And if that's the season you're going to be in, then you're going to get to where you're going if you get there as a turtle. But that's not what God's handed us, right? So we've got to run with it. Do not struggle.
Can I jump in right there just real quick?
Yes.
Okay. I just want to say, because I know that when your team grows so rapidly, like, I want you guys to know, like, this is obviously the first time for me, right? Like, I've been in another company where I had a taste of success. A couple people on this Zoom were in there with me. But this type of success, when it blows up, like, you just have to do what you do. Like, you have to figure it out along the way, right? And one of the things that was literally the demise of my last business, and I swore I would never, ever, ever do it again, is I was a bottlenecker. And every single thing that needed done, or anytime someone needed an answer to a question, or anytime that a leader needed, I was gonna be the one to do it. Like, I didn't want anyone else to do it because I know it was gonna get done right. And that was literally the fall of my whole business, because I thought that I was helping everyone on my team. Like, if I do it, I know it's right. Like, if I do it, I know they're gonna sign up. If I do it, I know they're giving the right answer. And I thought that I was growing all of, like, my leaders, but what I was doing is I was ruining the business for them, right? Like, they'll never truly become a leader. Like, when I signed up, like, I didn't go to Chris and Ashley for anything. One, because, like, I thought I knew better than them, even though I didn't. But I had my pride and I didn't go to them for anything. So, like, when people come to me and they're like, what's in the vanilla shake? And they're a leader, I'm like, you better figure it out. Like, all of you guys should know your back office. Like, you can't mess anything up in there, right? There shouldn't be anything in that cloud office that you don't know how to get to like that, right? And when you do everything for everyone on your team, it's going to fill their ego temporarily, and it's going to work well for you while you have a team of 100, right? But then when it blows up and you get those couple good people and now all of a sudden you have 3,000, if you're trying to do everything and you haven't made people step up to the plate and know where to go to do things and be a leader and run a Zoom by themselves and come up with an answer to a question, but you've ruined the business for that person. You've never made them step up. And people in this industry are just like little kids. The more you give, the more they want, right? And then when you don't give them everything that they're used to getting from you, everything's your fault. And it's the demise of your business, right? Courtney, Stephanie, they didn't go to the ranks that they're at because I spoon fed them. There are days these girls want to kill me, right? Because they'll call my phone 5 times and I won't answer. Why? Because I'm putting my business first. Or like Courtney said, she's like, I need you. I'm like, here's a screenshot of my calendar, dude. Like you needing an answer right now doesn't constitute an emergency for me. I'm on a Zoom with someone, right? And my business is always one. You guys have to put your business first. Make people step up as leaders. It seems mean now, but it's gonna be how you catapult to the top. When your team does explode, you better have, like, I don't have a clue when all the opportunity Zooms are happening on our team. Why? Because Courtney and Stephanie were doing Zooms their first week because they knew I wasn't gonna do every single Zoom for them, right? So they took everything that I do in my business when I bring someone in, I use as a lesson for someone else. So if I'm doing a Zoom with one of my personals and one of their potentials for the first time, my newbie is going to be on that Zoom with me taking down notes of exactly what I'm saying so that they're learning. If I'm jumping on a 3-way call, I'm telling the newest person that I enrolled, hey, this is a 3-way call for my potential, but it's going to be a learning experience for you. Grab a pen, grab some paper, and listen up, right? Make it a learning experience for everyone. Sorry, Court, I just wanted to jump in and say that.
A couple more things like to piggyback off of that. So I want you to really think about the weekly lives. I am going to start, we're each going to do one each week. I need your help. there's no reason why one of us should be tied down or I should be holding on to it because I want to bottleneck things. Dustin was like, stop trying to bottleneck everything. And I'm like, I'm not. And then today I'm like, oh my God, yes, I am, because we have very similar personalities. And it's because I love you and I want to do it for you. But at the end of the day, it's so true, y'all. We will never be independent. We won't be independently functioning, right? We've got to empower each other. So I want to start doing for our team or whoever, I don't care. I need you. I'm going to tell you like, okay, next Monday, can you be on? Good. I'm going to need you because we've got to divvy that up. But here's what else I'm going to tell you. The team Zooms, Dustin and I talked a lot and we went round and round about this. And he finally made me see, you're right. It doesn't matter who does them on Thursday. So right now, he's going to make a flyer and it's going to be like me, him, Chris, and Ashley, right? We don't know who will do it. It doesn't matter because guess what? If you're on here right now, you should not be putting your potentials on a big team Zoom. This hit me like a ton of bricks. Dustin said, would you have signed with me if when you messaged me that morning, because he was getting back from Florida, and he would have said, I have a team Zoom on Thursday, and here's the code, here's the time. I would have been like, do you not know who I am? Right? Those are the people we want bringing into our business, right? So if you want someone on your team, you better be getting them on a Zoom within a few hours, if not like 24 hours, or you better be plugging them in with one of your upline on a Zoom. I know Ash, like I know you work, and I know Allie, you work, and I know a lot of you do this. I just want to make sure that we understand that those Zooms on Thursday night are twofold. They are for, honestly, the thing I want to get out of those is our team to know how to do a freaking Zoom and know how to talk, and they learn. Yes, we can plug in some people, but we as leaders have a sense of urgency. We're growing, we're exploding. If you can't get on a Zoom with someone that messages you, get them in a 3-way chat with me. I will never, ever refuse to help you with something that you can't physically get to, but I will never help you with something because you're lazy and can't do it yourself, right? So really be thinking about how you're utilizing those. And Dustin goes, do you get your potentials on weekly Zooms? And I'm like, nope. He's like, why not? And I was like, because I get them on the phone as soon as I can. And it's not saying that those don't work. And it's not saying that Thursday morning rolls around and someone's not in your inbox and they can't talk till 4 and the Zooms. I mean, I get that, but that shouldn't be our main focus. We should have a sense of urgency where we know how to do this. We actually, every single one of us come from the same exact place. Okay. We know how to do this. We have got to step up and be doing it. I would expect that you are doing a Zoom with a potential, if not every day, every other day. You should be getting somebody in front of your face. And if not, you should be knowing who the 2 you're going to talk to tomorrow are. Because if you're not talking to them, somebody else is. And that happens to me. I can't tell you how many times where I want to be like, oh my God, they've already signed with somebody else, because this train is leaving. Like, you know that about this company. One thing that I want to talk to you about, as you know, we've tasted success. I know some of you on here are super new. And if you haven't tasted the success that we're experiencing, you're going to taste it real, real soon. And in a way, it can be overwhelming, but you better have a plan in place because it's going to happen regardless. One thing I want to talk about is talking about like your team's paychecks. One thing I saw today that was really encouraging was I think Leanne posted it, and it was like, give me a thumbs up if you like your check, a thumbs down if you're not satisfied with it, and a smiley face with emojis if you're ready to change your check. And one thing that I will take away from the last place was, if you're happy with your check, are you truly ever satisfied? I don't think any of us on here ever will be, right? Like, ever. I can always do better, have more, give more. But asking your team if you're not, like, don't let them gripe and complain to you. Like, tell them how to change it. To empower them. Let them know, well, you're the only one that can go and change that. And we get paid 2 ways, by putting promoters in the computer and by putting customers in the computer. And really being that, like, I know some of you are like this. You're super yellow. I was too. Like, you feel sorry for them. we can't feel sorry. That's their business. And so we've got to say, I can show you how to get here, but know that they're not there yet. And they may not have tasted it yet, because just because we know it's not a negotiable to hit our VIPs, some people don't. And that's okay. And it's not. I don't ever tell anyone like, oh, well, it's okay if you don't hit your VIPs, because I wouldn't sleep at night. I would move along, but you know what I mean? Some of these girls didn't. Some of these girls are new. So really think about where they are. And when you're working with them, if they haven't even gotten 2 customers and experience thriving for free, you've got to assess your situation and know where to start, because that's going to grow your check. I can't sit there and answer all of those questions, but you can teach your people to bring in 2 and get their product for free. If that's where they're starting in this industry, that's a great place for them to start, because once they're on that product, then they're hooked, right? Are you excited? How are people viewing you? And I'm going to tell you this. When Dustin and I do a giveaway on the team page, you should act like we are handing out Bentleys, okay? I don't give a crap if you would never use a handwritten calendar or not, right? You better act like that's the hottest commodity, because your team's energy will feed off of yours. And that is so important, because just because something doesn't matter to you, that may be someone else's like love language for this industry. They may not even care about a paycheck. They may just want that purse or that ring light or whatever it may be. That may be enough just to give them the confidence to push past their barriers. So I want you to make sure that you're excited about everything. It's like, you know, when they roll out certain promotions, and I think back to our last company, right? And it was like BOGO, and you're like, are you freaking kidding me? Well, you didn't go say that on your team page, right? So I want you to think about that. It's like your kids watching you, you know? What are you telling your team? What is your level of excitement? Are you just tagging them, or are you screenshotting? You know, I mean, really pump it up, because what Dustin and I did number-wise with y'all in November, like one day, was insane. We're like, holy crap, because we were so excited. So think about not just like tagging them, screenshot it, send it to them in your group messages. Oh my God, did you see this? Because we want them, whatever motivates them, we're going to be naturally motivated. We're leaders. We have got to give them that taste of success, whatever it may be, to get some of these people up and going. And the rest that are sitting on the sidelines, do not waste your time. Do not waste your time. None of you told me you wanted to get into this business to donate your time and your energy into making people feel better. You told me you want to make money while people are feeling better and getting healthy and experiencing financial freedom. So stop wasting your time. If you have someone that's negative, complaining. I had a girl the other day that joined me. 10 minutes later, she's like, I don't know if this is for me. And I'm asking me how to cancel, not just like kind of where I could groom her, like straight up like objection. I'm like, you know what? Then maybe this isn't for you. I said, I'm going to be honest. I don't need one other person to go to the top with and to talk into an MLM. So I want you to think, who are you talking to right now? Where are your efforts? If your efforts are in finding some blogger that doesn't believe in the power of this industry, that's not the season our business is in right now. Okay. So I want you to really stop and think, and I'm going to be transparent. I'm not going to ever tell you to go poach people. What I'm going to do is I'm going to teach you like I would if I was a principal and I was looking for my next lead math teacher because our test score sucked. Okay, you're damn right. I'm going to go ask Susie Q that's in the neighboring districts that I know is a good math teacher if she wants to come work for me. So you really need to be thinking even outside of our previous place. You need to be thinking about industry wide. And Lindsay from LuLaRoe is a perfect example of someone I would have thought LuLaRoe, I'm just being honest, they're weird. They like clothes. They wear funky prints and they don't want health and wellness, right? Wrong. Like, I want you to really broaden the avenue that you already know where successful people come from and get smart and get to work. Trying to think if there's anything else really that I have. I just really want us to be super connected, super focused, no excuses. Life happens, crap happens. I get it. There's going to be days this month where you're sick, your kid's sick, whatever. But guys, it's going to take every ounce of energy, blood, sweat, and tears for all of us to move forward and hit this next promotion. This is not for my paycheck. My paycheck doesn't go up without yours going up. And if you don't know my heart by now, I'm telling you that. Dustin called me yesterday. He's like, I want you to go 200K so bad. Never once did I think it was for his paycheck. I know how bad he wants that for me as a friend and a business partner. I want your next promotion for you so bad because I know how quickly your check will jump. Not can jump. It will jump if you get to work. I could talk all night. I'm just super fired up. I'm super focused. I'm super pumped. If you text me about something and it's not business related, please don't take offense to it, okay? I'm on a mission. I'm on a mission this month to change lives, and that's where my focus is. I have on the same damn shirt that I had on yesterday when Dustin and I went live on the team page. I'm not ashamed of that because I was up, I don't even know, till like 2 or 3 this morning on Instagram, woke right back up this morning. I have such a fire inside of me to make this happen. And it's going to take all of us locking arms together, finding those aces. I'm not talking about, well, let's just bring in whoever until we find them. No, you go find them and you bring them in because you're all aces. Dustin, I'll let you finish with the last few things.
Yeah, absolutely. So I just want to touch real quickly on the whole check thing, okay? Because we all do come from the same company. I just want to bring some reality to you guys. So I was a double diamond with It Works for 1 month, okay? After that, I never remained a double diamond. I lost my rank. I lost my bonuses. Everyone thought I was super successful, but it was a facade, right? I never reached any higher than $40,000 in sales in It Works in a month's time. And in 6 months with this team and with this group of girls, this month we'll probably do $500,000 in sales this month, right? My highest check in It Works was $4,000, a little over $4,000. My check this week with Thrive was $11,000. Okay. You want to know why? Because I was bold, right? I knew what I did in my last company and I knew I wasn't going to do that again. And when I came in this company, I was like, I'm going to take anyone and everyone with me that wants to go. And I have no shame in that because I know when they come to me, I'm going to give them every ounce of my being to get them where I am, right? I had never even met Courtney, right? I had never met Stephanie, right? The only person on this Zoom that I had ever met was Ashley Russell because she happened to be on the same It Works big ambassador team, right? But all of these girls that I talked to, I was bold with, right? And I told them that their social media was awesome. And I told them that I thought that they were awesome entrepreneurs and I would love to connect with them. And that catapulted me, you guys, in 6 months to $250,000 in sales. Every single day, more people join Thrive from It Works. Every single day, okay? When a diamond, when a double diamond, when a triple diamond, when a presidential diamond joins this company, your competition gets a little thicker, right? I had no chance of going ambassador diamond in that company. Most of the people in that company have no chance to hit that rank. It's not the same opportunity as it was before. I'm not talking bad about it. It's a fact. Can you imagine joining that company right now and trying to build to ambassador? Best of luck, right? These people are desperate and they need your help. Be bold. And the example, I think Courtney said it to me, is the perfect example is the Titanic ship, right? Like the captain of that ship literally went down with the ship because he was stubborn. Like all the smart people were getting on the side boats and getting out of the boat. Like the boat was going down, right? But the captain stayed on and he went down. Like the bad leadership. These leaders just need that. And when you get these people on a Zoom, you guys, like you don't have to talk bad about any company, right? You just simply talk about what we have. And anyone that has any type of brain, there's not a comparison, right? And all it takes is a few people. I can contribute my success in this company to 5 girls for now, right? 2 of them are right here beside me on this Zoom. Everyone else on this team, of course, you guys had a huge impact on that, right? But I had 5 solid girls that I had never met that weren't on my team that I was bold and I was like, look, let's do this, right? Like, let's go, let's do it, let's do it, let's do it, let's do it. And now we're going to be a $500,000 team, right? And I'm confident saying that I'm making more than almost every Ambassador Diamond.
Well, I saw one posted her paycheck where you could clearly see it. And, you know, I used to be very impressed. It was $22,000 for the month. And I'm like, holy crap, she's got so many ambassadors under her. And I think about what opportunity we have here, knowing what you make. And I'm like, there's not even a comparison.
And you guys, I just want you to all know, like, you guys are the handpicked people on Courtney's team that she's like, these are going to be the girls on my team that go 200K. But I'm here to tell you guys, all of you won't go 200K. The ones of you guys that will go to, and I hope you do, but the ones of you guys that are going to go 200K are the ones that are like, you know what, I'm going to get off this Zoom and I'm going to be bold. And I'm not going to give a shit what anyone thinks about me. I don't care who likes me and who doesn't like me. My family's future is more important, right? Because if you think my paycheck has just changed my life, like, you're nuts. Like, it's stupid money, right? Like, it changed my family's life, my parents' life, my brother's life, my friends. Like, I get to just, like, buy. And I'm not saying that to brag. Like, I don't even give a shit that my checks are that much money. Like, it's too much. Like, whatever, right? Like, I can't spend my check before the next one comes. I'm saying that because, like, you guys can make that happen. It takes just a couple good people, and you guys have the network, right? Like, you guys have the clout from another company. Like, people see you as leaders from another company, and all you have to do is get them on a Zoom and make them like you. Like, the products and the compensation plan you've got, right? You just have to make them like you, and then they join you. And then when they join you, like, it just takes a couple, because that's what's so beautiful. Like, when a Ruby joins our team, I'm like, holy crap. Like, a Ruby was hard work. We made Ruby seem like it wasn't hard work, right? We're like, Ruby is 5 people. Ruby's like 50 people. It's 5 distributors. All 5 of them have to have 4 to 6 customers, $600. Like, it's not 5 people. It's hard work. But Ruby's got a little bit of taste of residual income, nothing what true residual income is. Like, anyone that you bring, and I'm not saying go out and mass try and recruit from It Works and be that person, because, like, if you do it wrong, it will come back and nip you. I'm a true believer in karma, right? But that doesn't mean you can't be bold. And you can't tell someone, like, I think you're a badass on, like, that's how I signed M. Hastings. Like, I think you're a badass, just so you know. Like, tell me how you edit your pictures. Like, keep rocking your business. I'll always be cheering you on. She joined me that night. I had never spoke to her before in my life. I didn't even know if she was going to respond to me, but I didn't give a shit, right? Like, I wanted to know truly how she edited her pictures. I didn't think that she was going to join me. She had just posted that It Works bought her house, right? Like, she literally, like, the day before posted that It Works bought her house. I was really just, like, stroking her ego because I did like her, right? She joined me that night. She'll go 200K this month. 3 months. You guys, be bold. Do not care. You guys can be exactly where I am in 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, 6 months. But it's the ones of you guys that get off this Zoom and you're going to be bold. And you're going to be like, you know what? I don't care. And you're going to take time to go through your Facebook, and you're going to go through your friends list, because you don't remember who your friends are, right? Like, that you don't know who your friends are on Facebook. Like, now you're just seeing all these Thrive posts. You're not seeing near as many It Works posts. You forget about those diamonds and those doubles and those rubies and those emeralds that have faded out, right? Go through your friends list. Pick 26 new people every single day, one from each letter of the alphabet. Find someone that needs you, right? Find someone that needs this opportunity. Most of those people are going to come in and they're going to hit those VIPs, right? Because these are hand selected from a leader. So this is leader to leader selection. Like, you guys are selecting other leaders off your social media, right? Most of them are going to come in and hit their VIPs. When they do, you'll never again have to motivate them. You'll never have to beg them to work. You'll never have to beg them to get people to join, because you just put $1,300 in their bank account. Pat yourself on the back. You just changed that person's life. Whether you look at it like that or not, $1,300 is life-changing to every family. Don't get it twisted, right? So when you do make that happen, pat yourself on the back. That's a huge deal, right? You're talking about $1,300. You guys have got to be bold. You know what you have. You know how different it is, right? Like there really, truly isn't a comparison. But that doesn't mean you have to dog something, right? You get them on a Zoom, you make them like you, you're good. And it only takes a couple, right? It literally only takes a couple. Like you're talking about this weirdo, right? Like I'm like the weirdest son of a gun you'll ever meet. Like so weird.
They don't even know how weird you are.
Okay. But from literally zero to we're gonna do $500,000 this month in sales as a team, right? Because I was bold and I talked to a lot of you girls, right? And I didn't give a shit about anything or what anyone thought. And I'm jumping on a Zoom and I'm confident with each of you guys because I know what we have, right? And then your paychecks catapult and they go up a little bit more. And I remember my first check, I'm like, I hit my VIPs and then like that next check, I'm like, $400? Like when I should be really super thankful because like that's $400 for a week. But in our mind, we're like $400. Like I was making that in my past gig, like that's for 1 week. Like you guys are coming in and you're making diamond pay in your first month. It's crazy. It's crazy, right? The people on this Zoom that will go 200K are the people that will be bold, that will not care, that will tell anyone and everyone, you don't care whose feelings you hurt. Every single person you bring in that hit those VIPs, pat yourself on the back, you just changed their life. $1,300 is a ton of money, right? And now they're going to do that with more people and more people and more people and more people. And that's the beautiful thing. You realize that when you bring in these double diamonds and triples, presidential diamonds, like they have networks that you never had access to. And now there's like double diamonds and triple diamonds and group, like they're joining everywhere. Like you can't even keep up with them. Right? Because we got bold as a team and we're like, you know what, we're going to do this and we're going to change the game of this company and we're going to run and we have the products and we've got the compensation plan and we're all going to learn from our past mistakes and we don't care what anyone thinks, we're just going to go. And I'm here to tell you guys, Courtney's example was brilliant. What she said about the promos that we're doing on the team page. Like we're launching a promo every other day and spending significant money. Like the first one, like obviously we're giving away a couple $50 planners, big deal. The last time we did this, we gave away like, I bet we literally put in like $8,000 to $10,000 between all of the gifts that we did, right? Those aren't for you guys. Right? Like if you win those, I'm so happy. Like if one of the leaders win them, I'm like, yes, like a leader won, right? Like they deserve that. They are the blood and the guts of this business. But what I mean by those aren't for you guys is you guys don't need that foo-foo stuff to get busy. You guys don't need that Erin Condren planner. You guys don't need that ring light because guess what? You're hustlers and you're making enough money to buy your own, right? If you win, we're happy because I'm like, awesome, that person deserves it, right? But those foo-foo gifts are for the people that need foo-foo gifts, right? That's not you guys. The people who have made me a 200K don't need my daily inspiration, don't need my daily pep talks, they're gonna build a business and be successful with or without my dumb ass, right? And they get busy and they sign people and they keep there and they don't care. Like they just keep it stupid simple and they go. And that's exactly what I did when I came in. I'm like, I'm not going to Chris and Ashley for anything because I've got my pride. Like I just want to be super successful and show off a little bit. And then I went 40K and I was like, I'm the bomb diggity. And then I lost my rank the next month. And I was humiliated. And I'm like, this sucks. Like this is going to be the same as my past company. And I was like, no, it's not because I'm going to get bold. And when I lost that 40K, I was like, I don't care. I'm going to tell everyone about this, right? And in that next 3.5 months, we grew from 500 promoters to 3,000, right? And we grew from 750 customers to 7,500 customers. We grew from $40,000 in sales to $400,000 in sales. My paychecks went from $2,000 to $11,000. Like, I didn't care. I just went. And the people that have made me successful in this company did exactly that. They just went, right? Like, you don't know everything. Who cares? Like, you have a simple 3-step process product. Like, it's one product, 3 formulas. How easy? Like, you have 3 products. Like, they're simple. But your paychecks match your efforts, right? And people come in, they need a blood, sweat, and tears, those VIPs. That's all you need to worry about is the VIPs. Like, if you know the VIPs and you know the 3 products, you're good. Like, what, all the extra stuff is just that. It's extra stuff, right? And your people who are going to make you the top dogs in this company don't need 900 Zooms per week. They don't need you to coddle them 5 days a week, right? They're going to get in and they're going to be successful with or without you babying them, right? Find those people and love them hard, right? Like, I was telling Courtney when we Zoomed, I'm like, look, you're Zooming with 900 people on your team per week. Like, what are you doing? There are like 5 people on my team that I do one-on-one Zooms with. But that doesn't mean that like there's like not a million requests for that to happen, right? But like, I focus on my top 5% because I've got a business build too, right? I've got to spend my time on Zooms with potentials. The people that are in my business are in my business, and taking care of them is important, right? But like 5% important, because the people that are building my business don't need that, right? They're go-getters. They're out hustling. Like, they don't have time to Zoom with me. Like, no, but we aren't going to sit on a 4-hour Zoom. Like, I'm Zooming with potentials, right? Make that happen. Be bold. People need you. And every single person that you miss will join someone else. Like, they're coming in flocks. Like they're coming like wildfire. So every day it gets a little harder for us, right? Don't miss out on someone. There are a couple people that have joined our team specifically that I'm like, that's because I'm lazy, right? Like, that's because I didn't get bold with that person. Like, there's a girl that lives a mile from me that I've done panels with in my past company. Like, we're actually friends, and she joined. And there's a couple other girls on this Zoom who have probably are like, I should have gotten her too, because I know you guys are thinking it. Like, she's 40K in her first month. And I'm like, that's a lot of missed fast starts, right? I mean, she's still on the team, so great. But still, it's because I wasn't bold. Like, I don't care. I'm talking to every leader to leader. Let's hop on a Zoom. I see value in you. I know you see value in me, or you would have already defriended me and blocked me. Like, we're still friends for a reason. You're watching me, right? You might not be liking my stuff, but leader to leader, let's hop on a Zoom and let's just talk. And if you can get them to like you, they're going to join you. Like, that's all you have to do is get them to like you. The product is there, the comp plan is there, like, but you have to get them. That's why on every single one of my Zooms, if you guys ever, like, I tell the same jokes. Like, those jokes aren't funny, right? Those jokes are effective. And there's a difference. Like, I know that you guys who have been on my Zooms, like, you get sick of hearing me say the same thing and laugh at the same time. And like, it's a business and it's very strategic. And I have an agenda when I get on that Zoom. And that getting on that Zoom, that agenda is to make that person like me, because if they like me, they're going to join, right? Be bold, you guys. The people on this team that are going to go 200K do not care what any past upline, downline, sideline, neighbor, sister, brother, like, you don't care. You're just being bold, like, leader to leader. Let's hop on a Zoom. Let me show you what I have. It can't hurt to listen. That is my favorite line to use with people. Like, let's jump on a Zoom. Like, no pressure whatsoever. It can't hurt to listen. Like, give me 20 minutes. You get them on a Zoom and you don't get them, like, that's just on you. Like, it might take a couple Zooms, but if you get them on a Zoom and you don't get them, like, that's on you, right? And there are some people who are just going to be some people, right? They're just not going to do it. Court, I know I'm off topic. What am I supposed to talk about?
You're fine. I was just going to have you talk. We've talked about everything. There's a couple more things. And I just want to touch on it because I saw Tracy commented, you're not good at Instagram, you want to learn it. And so I want to touch on that for just a minute. I talked to 2 different girls today that had 2 different great ideas. And I'm just going to say, because I don't think they'll care, but Steph had a great idea and Allie had a great idea. And my whole thing was, let's talk about that later. And both of them were like, yeah, you're right. And here's what I want to say, Tracy. My point with all of that is know where your strength is and run with it right now, because we all get in this, we're all very like self-inspired. Dustin tells me like, you get inspired when you put people in the computer. And I'm like, you're right. You're self-inspired. So you have all these, you're big thinkers, big dreamers, but don't let that cloud your vision of how you got where you are, because you have to ask, what season are we in right now? We're in a season of speed. And so if you're not good at something, don't worry about that right now. If you have an idea, like you want to become a blogger, don't start becoming a blogger right now. Like, don't get out of your lane of where you know you're good. And if you're good at Instagram, and become great at it. If you suck at Instagram, leave it alone right now. I'll tell you that I think it's so important to grow all avenues once you have like the freedom, stuff like that. Once, I don't want to say you get comfortable, because I'll never be comfortable, but once I can sit there and I can say I've mastered, so to speak, Instagram, I get it, it's authentically growing, then maybe I go and explore a different avenue. But don't feel like the only way you're going to go 200K is by becoming a master at all these different ideas. Those ideas are great and they can be good and they can all be successful. You're going to get to 200K by being good at what you're good at. Then go and incorporate some other things. Most of you work. You don't have time to explore all these different avenues, and that's not most efficient. It's like, to me, dreaming, and you write that down on your big goals, but do what you're good at. How did you get where you are? If it's because you have, Trace, you have great relationships with people. People trust you. You're good at that. Use that. Allie and I were talking. She didn't even know how good she is at Instagram until I showed her this weekend. And I'm like, you're good at this. Take this and run with it. So really think about what platform you already are comfortable in and take it and run with it. Don't try to go and master something else. The last thing that I think is very important, Dustin, if you'll touch on it, is how you leverage with people.
Okay. So one thing that Steph and I actually picked up on it because we have had experience with this before. When we got in this company, we're like, we have the potential to leverage like I've never seen. In most MLMs, you have about 24 hours to decide where you move people, right? With Thrive, they don't care. They give you 60 days. It's one of the most powerful tools that you'll have in this business. I flip every single promoter that I sign up to 2, and then I flip 2 to 3. There's not a time that I don't take 1 and turn it into 2, and 2 and turn it into 3. And then I stop there, right? But because I'm never going to have someone join and be like, if you join, I'm going to give you 17 distributors, right? Anyone that you're talking to, especially if you're talking leader to leader or someone from network marketing that's came from another company, even if they've had placement, which you'll find as you start zooming with, like, most people didn't get any placement because very few people were in those opportunity seats, no matter what company they're with. Like, there's only a select amount of opportunity seats, right? Most people aren't in those, right? Leveraging with this company, if you're not doing it, you'll never see yours grow as fast as mine does, right? Like, I can take an average month of like signing 7 promoters, but that's 21 for me, right? Because I flip them. Okay. And how do I do that? So you sign people up and they go into your waiting room, right? You now have 60 days to move those people, right? And it tells you exactly how long you have left, like 15 days, 25 days, 35 days, whatever, right? Okay. So whenever I sign someone up, even if I haven't signed someone up in the past couple of days, every single time I'm getting on a Zoom with someone, because what's different, we all come from the same past company. So I'm just going to use this example because it's common language. What's different about our company is like when you sign up, you're not time stamped. You're time stamped in the fact that you get 60 days from the day that you purchase, right? But you're not time stamped to whereas if Stephanie signs up tonight and then tomorrow night Ashley signs up, in most companies, Ashley can never be above Stephanie. That's not the case here. They don't care. If they're in your waiting room, they can be moved, right? So when I'm on a Zoom with someone, I'm always saying to them, I have a Zoom tonight with someone I'm pretty sure that's going to enroll. If you jump in with me tonight, because urgency is important, you guys. Like, you hear that all the time and you think, foo-foo, but it actually does work. Like, if you use it, right? So like, if you sign up with me tonight, I'm placing her on your team. Any leader knows how big of a deal that is, right? And then when that person agrees, like, you're never giving them a name of who they're getting, right? So what I'm doing is I'm going into my waiting room and I'm giving them someone who's enrolled, but not someone who's done VIP 1600 in a week, right? Like, because the person that I just brought in hasn't proved themselves. So I'm not going to move one of my strong people underneath that person. She hasn't proved herself. I'm giving someone who just bought a pack, who hasn't done crap yet, right, to her. And that's fair. She's still getting what I said. There's nothing that says that person isn't going to turn into something, right? And then you can do that same thing with two people. So the next Zoom you get on, like, I have back-to-back Zooms after this one. If you sign up with me and both of these people enroll, which I'm pretty sure they're going to, I'm going to place both of them on your team. These people are like pulling out their credit card. Like, where do I sign up, right? And if you promise them two people, you give them two people. Now, I know one thing that really annoys a lot of my people is like, I do all of my moves at the end of the month, right? So like, I'll promise people, and I always write them down. I know that who people are getting, or sometimes I forget and I have to be reminded, right? But they're always going to get what I promised them. But like, I always wait and move my people at the end of the month because it's business smart, right? Like, I don't want to move someone like, I don't think this girl's going to do much, but then she went 12K in her first week and now she's 6 lines down for me because I didn't know. Like, be smart, right? But when you leverage people, it's so, am I froze? Like on court? It's like you guys are all froze, but I'm not. Okay, cool. So when you guys sign people up as leaders, and this isn't something we teach to the whole team, right? Because this will confuse people, right? But for you leaders, like, it's not confusing. Like, people in your waiting room can be moved however you want. Leverage the people in your waiting room. Like, if you have someone in your waiting room, like, you should always be telling the person you Zoom with, like, I have a Zoom right after you. And if you sign up with me, I'm placing that person on your team, right? And then someone that's even been in your waiting room for 20 days can now go underneath that person, right? You guys have got to use this to your advantage. Like, literally, I flip 1 to 2 and 2 to 3 every single time without doubt, because my market is network marketers and they understand how big of a deal placement is. Use that to your advantage in this company. You'll see, like, if you teach that to your leaders, if you teach that to your people who can understand it, not to your team as a whole. Like, if I went on the team page and tried to explain this, people would be like, right? Like, but it's not hard. It's so simple. People in your waiting room can be toggled around however you please. You should always be using leverage to bring people in. I have a Zoom right after you. 99% sure she's going to sign up. Like, she doesn't know that person's already signed up and in my waiting room, right? Like, if you enroll with me, I'm placing her on your team. Boom. They're whipping out their credit card. And then you can do it with, like, I have some people who are like, I'll do it with 5 people. Cool. Like, it's your prerogative, however you want to do it. For me, like, I try, placement is something I'm very strategic about, right? Because I always want people to appreciate who they're getting. So like, I don't move a chunk of people. Like, I move like 1 or 2, but like, I am always leveraging. And you guys as leaders, as the people that are going to go to the top, like, that's how you're going to do it. Like, last month, I think that I only signed like 6 promoters, but I turned that 6 to 18 by leverage. Because it doesn't matter how serious a prospect is, like, you use that leverage, like, you enroll with me today and I'm placing someone on your team, your prospects will flip for that. Right? They will literally, I mean, that's how I got Courtney. That's how I got Ashley.
That's the only reason you got me.
I think it's how I got Tracy. Stephanie was like, yeah, you're full of crap. Like, I know what you're doing.
I got off the phone I was getting off the Zoom with him, and he's like, well, I want to talk to you about where you'd actually be, blah, blah, blah. Anyways, I'm like, oh, I am crazy if I don't join, because I knew, but I mean, The point isn't to trick people, because at the end of the day, the beautiful thing about this is we can place with our runners. We can work with our workers. That's what is so great about this. And sometimes, we do make moves that maybe we think like a month later, we're like, but we do it in business smart. There's a couple of other ways too that I have leveraged people. Whenever someone's sitting in my waiting room, they're getting leveraged some way, shape, or form. It's either to get someone else in the computer, or 1 month, which I wouldn't encourage you to do this a month long because it bit me and Stephanie in the butt. But what I did, and what I would say you could do, is if you had that month, I had like 14 people in my waiting room. I had signed so many people. So I went to my top leaders and I'm like one for one. So I was flipping people still, but then my team started signing so many. My name is with a K.
It was just a typo.
Okay.
But I gotta jump off. I have a Zoom in literally 1 minute. I love all of you guys. Thank you guys for having me.
Okay, love you.
Bye.
Bye. What I would do is I put my top leaders in a chat and I said, you bring me one and I'll give you one. I think it's the month I went 80K. Well, what happened is it lit my team on fire, and then I didn't have enough people to give away. But at the same time, it was a good lesson because I just like had it open-ended. What I should have said was, hey, there's 5 of you girls in here. You bring me one and I give you one. You can give them each other. It doesn't matter. But do not let anyone sit in your waiting room and just be placed somewhere just cause. Use that as leverage. Use that as leverage for someone that's going to come in and run with you, that then you're going to help hit their next promotion. I'm always looking at who's promoting next and how can we get them there. You should always know that. If you are going to run this business and leave 20, 30 people on your top line, you'll never promote because your team's not going to be promoting. And that's very foreign to some of you that are new, probably because you probably never got placement. I never got placement. I never even got a loyal customer placed on my chart. So when Dustin brought me in and he's like, I'm going to give you this and this, I like bawled. And he's like, you're psycho. And I'm like, no, like I've never been given anything. But he's like, why wouldn't I? Like, you're busting butt. And so that's got to be your attitude. And it's so different because you're not building them. He doesn't build me. He gives me a little bit of confidence. He gives me a little bit of placement. And then I turn around and I do the same thing for y'all. A little bit of confidence, a little bit of placement that keeps you going, lets you know, hey, I believe in you. And it's helping other girls hit their next rank. So I want you to really think about how you're utilizing your waiting room. And if you need help with that, one-on-one, that is something that I know, like, I understand very well. I know Stephanie understands it very well. Trace, I'm not like saying you don't get it, but I know she hadn't had experience a lot with that yet. So if y'all need help with that, let us know, because I don't want those people to go to waste whenever they can be tripled. I could keep you on here all night. I love you. I appreciate you taking your time out, being on here with me. I did record it, so I'm going to pop it back in the group. I believe in you. I believe in our goal as a team. I believe it's scary. But I do believe that we are a 200K team, and I know it's going to take all of us going balls to the flipping wall, but I'm committed to doing that. I'm committed to not taking a day off. I'm committed to wearing the same shirt I had on yesterday a couple of times. You know, whenever people used to ask me, how did you promote with your last company? I'm like, well, I didn't sleep. Well, I figured out I never would have slept. It's different here. I already saw that today whenever I built in layered leadership with you girls. It's different. Yes, it is hard work in the trenches, but it's not somewhere you have to stay, because layered leadership is so much easier here. So just know, like, I'm in the trenches with you. I can't wait until you're calling me crying about your paychecks, because already mine are life-changing. And it's day 2 without my daycare. And it's just, I told Jay while ago, I'm like, I feel scared. And he's like, what do you mean? And I'm like, I should be going somewhere and earning money, like doing something for money. And he's like, well, you are. And I'm like, I know, but I'm not reporting to a place or a person. And it feels so bizarre to me. But it's like a feeling that I'm just going to embrace because, oh my God, I can't wait. I can't wait. Whatever your dream is for you to go and get to do that every single day. Let me know how I can help you. I am in the zone. I am ready to run. I am not taking no for an answer this month, and I hope you won't either. I love you, girls. I'll drop this recording in our chat. I'm going to convert it right now because I know some of you were getting kicked off, and I know Synovia was at Zumba where I probably should have been. So I will add this into the group chat in just a little bit. I love y'all. Night.